What does Arabic translate into English? In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. Merciful. Misericordious. Chord. Ah, like music? Graceful peregrine gracia micro. Misericord. Oh, no, this will never do. Ahem, much better. Hello, I'm Mintee, and this is Misericord, and we're on a quest to be Horizon's best dragoon. It's going to be a long and arduous journey, but we hope you stick around for the ride. The first thing that any budding adventurer should do is go and make themselves hardcore. There is no downside to doing this. Francois here accepts our desire to join his ranks, and we get a fun little icon to show for it. Alon's here to make sure we know what we're doing, and tells us to go and get a blessing from the local temple knight. So we do that. Quest complete. The next thing to do is to eat some food. So we do that. It engulfs us in fire, which is how you know it's tasty. After equipping our great axe, Alon tells us about something called a weapon skill? Anyway, we need to go and practice swinging our heavy tool around to learn what that is. So we'll go do that too. Welcome to West Ron 4, the forests outside Sandoria. Oh, it looks like the Halloween event is on, so we're going to be fighting pumpkin mandies. And they're very easy to kill. Take a look at this great axe auto attack delay. It is 9 seconds long. Anyway, we kill a couple more of these things, and hit level 2 pretty quickly. And after killing a few more, it's time to hit level 3. In this game, healing is done manually, so we take a kneeling stance and pray to the elven god, and we get our health back. And then, after getting holy on a bunny, we speed our way to level 4, and eventually unlock Shield Break, our first great axe weapon skill. It looks pretty cool. Alon then gives us some stuff to cook with and tells us to go to the auction house. Cooking in this game means shoving ingredients into a crystal and hoping you get something out of it. Which we do. Our final hint from Alon is to go grab an experience boosting ring from Aravoj, so we do that. And then we head off to go and hit level 12, our first questing breakpoint. Don't forget to actually go into your inventory and use that ring, or you won't get your XP boost. With the boosted experience, we hit level 5 pretty easily. And then we hit level 6. And as one might expect, we get to level 7 next. Level 8 happens too, but then we end up getting a little cocky. We decide to pick a fight with some level 5 dingbats, while not at full health. Bad idea. Final Fantasy XI doesn't play around, folks. We end up having to run back to town. Oh look, it's the Pumpkin King. What a neat little feature for the Halloween event, and definitely not something that we need to worry about right now. Or maybe we do. I'm still unsure how we lost our last hit points while transitioning, but, you know, hardcore mode over. Hey Jazzlin, can you stop standing on my corpse? Thanks. Anyhow, we go again! After taking out our anger on this poor pumpkin Mandy, we hit level 9. Level 10 means that pumpkin Mandys and other level 1 critters will stop giving us experience, so it's time to head to greener pastures. But first, we need some quick cash to use the auction house. So we go back to town and ask this friendly merchant for a job, which happens to be giving them rabbit hides. Something that we already have. After selling some items on the auction house, we go hand in our beginner voucher for an extra 50 gil. It's useful. And then it's time to head to the local pub to get a couple more quests. Talking to Antrano over here gives us our first cutscene. Wow. Anyway, the bartender just needs some hare meat to make a meal, so we give that to him too. Quest complete. And we get a whole slice of rabbit for our troubles. This guy has lost a very important document in the woods, and we'll go find that later. After refreshing our signet buff, we grab some supplies for a local outpost and head a little deeper into the woods to kill some meatier prey. Taking a break from killing for a moment, we find some paper next to the outpost. But it's worthless, so we just dejectedly hand in the supplies anyway. More worthless paper over here next to the river. But behind this wall, finally, document. After killing a few crabs near the river, a friend helps us heal and gives us some nice buffs. Eventually we hit level 11. and take a jaunt into East Ronfor for a change of scene to hit level 12. And after our day 1 grind is over, it's a quick trip to the auction house, sell some less desired stuff at the local market, and then time to pose for the fans. Day 2, and it looks like we have a delivery from the auction house. That's right, we need to ask the friendly house moogle for our money first before we can get it. Now that we have a decent amount of gil, it's time to upgrade our gear. The first and most important thing is going to be a new and shiny great axe, so it's back to the auction house to bid on one. Undercutting on the auction house is the most important thing. And then it's time to go and kit ourselves out with some leather armor. It's not the best, but it's cheap, and it's better than what we have right now.
Leather belt? Ah!
We also have some conquest points, so we can trade some of those into Arafosh for some handy extra armor as well. Now it's time for our first nation quest. Sandoria 1-1 requires us to prove that we have the metal required of an adventurer, and bring Andracion an orcish axe. Handily enough, we have some of these already, from killing orcs. So we trade him the axe and we complete the quest. After telling us how proud he is of us, a new strange man appears asking after the late Queen Leote, who died of illness 15 years ago. Anyway, cutscene over and quest complete. Our next quest involves the legend of King Runper, a great lord from 200 years ago. It seems his tomb has been ransacked. So we go and try and find out what's been going on. South of the East Ronfor region, we chase this thug into the tomb and go and kill some bats for a quest item. Quest item acquired. Easy. After wandering around a bit and getting lost inside the maze of King Rumper's tomb, we eventually find the tomb, which has indeed been robbed. We even hit level 13 just a little bit before finding the grave. We find Rochefogne here, who is mumbling mostly to himself and to the dead king. When he mentions a sword, his companion Vodaram interrupts him and tells us that the nearby bats have been hoarding evidence of who robbed the tomb. It was Ox, after all! Time to go deliver the news to the Temple Knights back home. And thankfully, since we're not in hardcore mode anymore, we use this friendly mouse bat to get a free death walk back home. So we hand in the quest to this guy who we've never interacted with, who then proceeds to call us his favourite new recruit. Quest 1-2 done! Quest 1-3 sees us investigating the disappearance of a friar in training. We are informed that Prince Trion, who's in charge of the Royal Knights, is away and can't tell them to go find him, and Prince Purge, who's in charge of protecting the church, isn't really sure if he wants to send the Temple Knights out for just one kid. So we head over to the cathedral and ask for a description of what he looks like. Priest Arno tells us that the kid is a budding herbalist, but that he'd often go off alone dressed in his blue robes. Maybe the orcs have him, says Arno. Purge and Chamond, who happens to be the Pope, come and suggest that it's possible that Tedimu is still out picking herbs, so they won't send the Temple Knights out until they're sure that it was in fact foul play. But don't worry, Purge has a great idea. Oh, we'll just send an adventurer instead. He notices us and conscripts us for his mission. Off to Gelsba to check up on the orcs. Travelling through West Ronfor this time, we enter the orcs' outpost at Gelsba. Here we meet a friend who helps us with the upcoming battle. We attempt to enter the hut where the orcs supposedly keep children on the regular, but we're interrupted by, guess who? The orcs. It's time for a fight. So I attempted to pull this ad away from the party, but it got out his ranged weapon and started blasting, so I just had to go in. Thankfully, this somehow didn't pull the rest of the main group, and the fight went on without a hitch. And with everyone dead, we wait around for the encounter to complete. A long time. Like, a really long time. We get the key from the big bad, and we meet the other prince, who is not a dick like the Pope. It turns out that Trion is not a fan of his brother Purja either. Anyway, boy saved, quest complete, and rank 2 acquired. Forgetting that we aren't allowed to hire a chocobo until much later on, we set out on our way to the beach at Selbina, which will be our home for the next 4 or so levels. And we almost instantly take on a little bit more than we bargained for. We hit level 14 for real on our way to our first teleport crystal. We can't make use of the crystal unless we know a friendly white mage, but it's nice to have anyway. Anyway, we keep killing monsters in the plains, and then on the beach we try and avoid everything because everything's like twice our level here. Eventually, we reach our new home. Welcome to Selbina. We'll set our home point here, and because Horizon is a 75 era server, there is no teleportation between home points, so we'll be stuck here for a while. Handy though, because this is where most leveling parties at this level occur, just outside in the Valcom Dunes where we've just come from. So we tell the server that we're looking for a party, and then we sit and wait. We finally get a party invite and make our way over to the location to prepare to fight hill lizards. They have a maximum level of 19, and as I learned later, they have a nasty, paralyzing gaze attack. A party member accidentally pulls an enemy to us on the way to the camp, but it's no problem. Having dealt with the small amount of healing from the surprise mob, it's time to pull the first enemy as a party. All 6 of us have a great time, and us tanks definitely know how to provoke swap properly. We kill a few enemies together, and then it appears that our dedicated puller ran out of arrows. So it fell to me and the other tank to grab new enemies. How exciting. Of course we're goated, so the pull goes off without a hitch. After killing a couple more mobs, we hit level 15. Congratulations, Misery Cord. Of course, having only one healer means there's more than a few close calls, but this party managed to pull through. At least for a while. Anyway, we get up again, but disaster strikes on the way back to the party. And on the way back to Selbina, so we don't pull the mob to the whole party and get them all killed as well, the party disbands. Oh well. A friendly member of the party reminds us that we'll need some mob drops to unlock subjobs when we hit level 18, so we rejoin the party and wait for them to collect them. After getting some food and fixing our UI so that it's not in the way of everything anymore, we head to the well-known Oasis for another leveling party. We're killing crabs this time! Soon, emboldened by our success at killing crabs, we decide that flies and sheep are more our style. This would prove to be a mistake. After dealing with a stray goblin who is dressed for the occasion, the first fly proves to be too much for us to handle. After discussing strategy for the afternoon, we go back to attempting to destroy damselflies. Success! We end up hitting level 16. However, the very next fly proves our better once again, and dying to it drops us back down to level 15. Yes folks, remember you lose XP for dying in this game. After another few flies utterly destroy us yet again, we decide to move back to crabs. Slow going is better than no going, as they say. Of course, we revenge ourselves on the odd damselfly whenever we have our weapon skills ready. After maintenance, we make our way west to a different mob camp with some new and exciting people. A friendly ghoul wants to join our party, but unfortunately for him, we're full. It tries to have its way with us, but we somehow prevailed. Look at that AoE damage. This time around, we have some summoners to pull for us. Thank you, Carby! This party works really well together. After hitting level 18, we head back to crabs for a while, but here in Mintee Land it's nearing 4:30 in the morning. So I decided that it was bedtime, but not until after getting the final item necessary to unlock subjobs. Returning to Selbina, we find a grizzly ex-adventurer who's worried about the growing monster population and agrees to teach us a skill in exchange for proving our worth. After handing in 3 items which can be nothing but trash, We get a fanfare for our efforts, along with the ability to equip a second job. And so our adventuring as a warrior draws to a close. It's now time to pick up the art of thievery and do it all again. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe, follow me on Twitch, or join my Discord. Links are in the description. See you next time in Horizon FF11.